Hello everyone! I don't even know how to start this video. I just finished the full story of CrossCode, beating the main game and the DLC in about 50 hours. And I have to say, out of all the hidden gems I've shown here in the channel, this game stands on the top of the list. The best way I can describe this game is as an offline MMORPG. Confusing, right? But this is exactly what this game is. The story takes place on a real-world location, an island, where avatars are created with artificial instant matter, and are controlled by players outside of this island, making the entire island the map of an MMORPG. You play as Leah, a player who has lost her memory after playing the game, and is trying to recover her memories by playing the game again. There is just one problem: her speech system is broken and she can't talk. As you progress through the story, you slowly learn more words that are added by the support crew of the game. And even though she can't speak, this is one of the most expressive and interesting characters I've seen in a game. After a while, you will soon feel like you are indeed playing an online game, with all of the small details. Players that went AFK and now their party buddies are waiting for them. People gathering around important NPCs to interact with them to progress on the game. And did I mention that they all have their own nicknames? You can even listen to their conversations from a distance. And most importantly, you'll interact with other players that are beginners just like you. You can become friends and ask them to join your party. And they will talk to you while playing, while exploring maps or doing side quests, just like a real person. Sometimes they'll even be offline and you won't be able to play with them. And recently I made a video of how RPG games tend to have a lot of unnecessary dialogue, and how this can make the player feel bored and stop playing the game. Some of the dialogue here is just as boring, especially on side quests. But here's the deal: if you want, you can quickly glance through all of the text, and later on, if you get stuck or don't know what to do, you can just push start, and all of the previous dialogue will be available right there. So at any point in the game, you can go back and see if you missed any important information, or just get a reminder of what you need to do. The combat is another point where this game shines. It'll start slow at first, you won't do much damage to enemies, and honestly, at the beginning you'll have a hard time killing them. But that is just on the first levels. As you level up more, you'll have points to upgrade your stats, and you can unlock special attacks that will make your life easier. When battling, you can attack enemies from a distance, or approach and punch them up close. And there's small techniques like cancelling your combo delay with a dodge. Or ending your combo with a special move to do extra damage. You can dodge 3 times, and if you spend this too much, you'll be stuck on the slow spin. But if you hold the block button and time your dashes, you can dodge infinitely. Also, the battle system is very different. When battling, there is a rank on the corner of the screen. After defeating all the enemies, a timer will start, and if you manage to enter another battle before the timer ends, you can keep battling and increase your rank. With better ranks, enemies will drop better items, and these can be used to trade for better tools in the market. But there's a catch. During battles, your health points won't regenerate, so it's a high risk and high reward situation. If you manage to keep going, eventually you'll reach the S rank, where you'll get all of the best items. If you decide to keep battling and you die, you lose everything. Or you can cancel the timer and keep all of your rewards. After the timer is finished, your health will regenerate and you can start everything again. This makes battling enemies very fun, and you level up your character without even noticing. Also, the whole map of the game is filled with hidden items. To get them, you'll have to explore each corner of the scenarios, trying to find the best way to reach them. And even though this is a 2D game, you'll navigate through the scenarios like a 3D game. Meaning that sometimes you have to think in 3D, taking in consideration all of the objects around you to get the items that you want. At some point on your quest, you'll also find Zelda-style dungeons, and these dungeons are simply amazing. They start with small and easy puzzles, and each dungeon improves on the mechanics of the past one, so get ready to melt your brain trying to solve these puzzles. They have been carefully crafted, and you'll have to use 150% of your brain to clear those. Just look at this small example. This is one of the first puzzles of the game. And this here is one of the puzzles on the final dungeon. Are you up to the challenge? Each dungeon will unlock elemental circuits that will allow you to progress into the story and access new areas. They will also enable new combat skills. And at the later levels, the battles will get pretty wild. As you can see on this video, the Switch version of the game doesn't run very well. The frame rate will drop a lot, and not only in battles but on some locations as well. It doesn't make the game unplayable, but it's definitely noticeable. The PC, Xbox, PS4 and PS5 versions of the game runs much better, with the PS5 version of the game running at 120 frames per second. It also takes advantage of the ultra-fast loading times. If you bought the DLC before starting the game, the Switch and PC versions will troll you in the game's beginning by asking you if you want to play as Manly. It's a joke gender swap skin for Leah released with the DLC. It is described what it is in the DLC details, but if you didn't read it, it's easy to get confused by this prompt in the beginning. So if you're playing on Switch or PC, don't start the game blindly mashing buttons. I don't want to spoil much about the story, but I'll say that the more you play this game, the more invested you will become. The story and gameplay progression is incredible, the boss battles are challenging, and after beating the entire thing, you'll still have the DLC, and I can say that this is one of the best DLCs I've played so far, adding new enemies, a new map, the best dungeon in the whole game, and a great post-ending story. This is a true hidden gem, and after beating it, all I can think about is how this game is not well known. Possibly because it was released in early access in 2015, and probably it got overshadowed by Undertale. After being fully released in 2018, it didn't get enough visibility to start trending anymore. Another impressive fact about this game is that it was entirely coded in HTML5, which means that you can play this game demo right now, directly on your browser without needing to download anything. The link to the demo is in the description of this video. Give it a try, and if you like it, play the full game. You'll definitely have a lot of fun. And that's it for this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.